What is going on? It's your girl C-Positivista. Welcome back to another video. It's so important for you to put yourself first, simply because if you don't, then who will? That's the first thing. The second thing is it's important for you to continuously put yourself first for your own mental health and your own sanity. And not just that, you're living this life. You want to make sure that you're living a happy life. Who wants to live a life that's not fulfilling? Who wants to live a life of constant burnout? So in this video, I'm going to be providing you with 6 tips on how you can put yourself first. Number 1 is prioritize self-care. What does self-care look like to you? So self-care for me may look different to how self-care looks to you. Self-care to me looks like going to the gym, looking after myself, eating healthy, making sure that I'm getting enough sleep. Sleep is so important to me. Like, sleep might not necessarily be important to you, but to me, it's important. So number 2 is knowing your limit. Know your limit. Set boundaries for yourself. By doing this, you can avoid burnout. Get familiar with your energy. Get familiar with yourself. Like, are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling drained? If you feel like you've got a task that you need to do, but you're tired, you're drained, you physically cannot do it. Sometimes mentally you're just tired. If you're feeling that way, rest. Learn to rest. By learning to rest, that's when you'll be able to boost up your energy. That's when you will have more energy for you to do something else. Don't just keep going. Don't just keep going because you have things to do. If you have things to do, put it down. Put it down. Unless you have a deadline that is tomorrow or deadline tonight, you can just rest. Rest. Literally, learning to rest will save you from so many things. Will save you from a mental breakdown. Will save you from things that you don't even want to imagine. Like, it's literally okay to rest. It's okay to take a step back and say, you know what? I'm tired. I'm drained. I can't do it. It's okay for you to say to people, I can't do it. It's okay for you to say to your friends, you know what? I know we planned to go to whatever you plan to do, but I simply can't do it. And if these people are truly your friends, they're going to respect that, and they're just going to be like, you know what? Cool. We can reschedule. Like, unless you paid a lot of money for a particular event, even if you did pay a lot of money, try to resell it. Do something. Give it away or something. But you need to put yourself first. You need to say, you know what? My mental well-being is important. My physical health is important. Like, give yourself a break and learn to identify what it is that you need. Sometimes you might just need a nap. Sometimes you might need a few days away. Sometimes it might need a holiday that you need. So it's about you tapping into yourself and really just figuring out what it is that you need. Self-awareness is key. If you feel like you're tired, but you can't identify whether it's like fatigue, like you're mentally tired, or you're physically drained, it's important for you to kind of reason with yourself and really think to yourself, okay, do I need a few days? Do I need just a nap right now? Personally, I make sure that I'm checking in on myself often, weekly, if not daily, because you can be okay one week, but the following week, whether life threw a curveball, whether a situation, circumstances happen with family, things have changed, you just have to constantly be checking in on yourself. You just have to be constantly tapping in and just saying, how am I feeling right now? How am I feeling right now? Like mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, like where am I? Sometimes you've got to look at yourself and say, where am I? And by doing things like that, by doing check-ins like that, the more you do it, the more often you do it, the more you're going to recognize, oh yeah, I just need a nap. Or, oh yeah, I need a holiday. I need a holiday. So, you know, recently I just felt myself feeling a lot more emotional, a lot more crying and things like that. And I just thought to myself, why am I crying? Like, I just thought to myself, why am I crying? You know what? Maybe I'm just PMSing, you know, maybe I'm just, you know, that time of the month's about to come or whatever the case. But I had to check that calendar and be like, actually no, I'm not PMSing. That's not what it is. It just happened that I was just drained. I was just emotionally drained. So what did I do? I booked a few days off for myself. Just so that I can recoup, like just so that I can recharge and reset. So make sure that you're doing that for yourself. Stop overextending yourself. Stop people pleasing. Like you don't owe anybody anything. You really don't. It's nice to be nice. Yes, it is nice to be nice. However, it's not every day. It's not every day doing favors for people. You've got your own to-do lists. You've got your own deadlines. You've got your own laundry to do. You've got your own weekly food shop to do, or whatever the case may be. First do your own. First complete your own to-do list. And then if you still have energy after that, then you can do things for other people. Because sometimes it's not the fact that you're drained. Sometimes it's the fact that you're always doing things for other people. You don't have time to do your own thing. Maybe that's why you're not shining. Maybe that's why you're not winning. Maybe that's why you're not progressing in life. It's not just because, you know, because you're lazy. It's because you're doing so much for others. Who's taking care of you? Who's doing for you? Nobody. Now you're sitting here looking dumb because everybody else is progressing. Everybody else is doing well. But you're just stuck here. You're literally just... And no one's asking you your situation. No one's asking you about your situation. No one's asking, you know, how uni's going, how's work going. You're helping everybody else. You're asking about everybody else. Have you even checked on yourself to see, actually, how is work going for me? Do I still like this workplace? Do I still like this job? Is it still working for me? If it's not working, plan B. Plan B. But constantly be checking on yourself. Stop overextending. Do what you can when you can. And when you can't, you can't. When you can't, you can't. Let Jesus do it. Give it to God. Give it to... Listen, I say this all the time, yeah? I used to be a people pleaser. Like, I used to just always want to see other people just well. I just wanted to help. And then it dawned on me, if I'm doing all of this for others, when will I do for myself? And I tell you, that was a game changer for me. As soon as I stopped, I pressed pause. And you know what? It's not even that I had to stop, because my ministry is to help other people. And I take that on, and you know, and I'm so glad that I'm in a place now where I can help other people. Like, for example, even just sitting here and doing this YouTube video, like, I've just come back from work. I don't have to do this. But then I understand why I'm doing this. You know, if I'm tired, I'm not filming. if I'm tired, I'm not filming. And it's like, you know what, God, you give me the strength because you've called me to do this. So you give me the strength because right now I'm tired. And sometimes it's like rest. And I know that at times that guilt will kick in, like when you're not able to help other people, when you're not able to do for other people, the guilt will kick in. But guess what? You need to remind yourself that putting yourself first will literally help everybody, including yourself in the long run. Because when you put yourself first and you give to yourself and you pour into yourself, later on you'll be able to do more for yourself and for others. You will be able to have more energy. You'll be able to just be in the best place for you to be able to help others. And not just that, like you'll be able to show up as your best self. You'll be able to show up as the best version of yourself. Number 3, create routines for yourself. Consistency is key at the end of the day. So say for example, if you've got a routine which involves being able to go to the gym, or you being able to journal, it really does depend. Like whether it's a morning routine, whether it's a nighttime routine, make sure that you're putting these things in and you're doing it consistently. Like I mentioned before, like having a morning routine, like waking up, praying, meditating, reading my devotion, things like that have been so beneficial towards my spiritual growth. Things like doing that, even just journaling consistently and journaling more frequently has also helped as well. So whether it's a nighttime routine, I've now also incorporated a nighttime routine. Whether it's when I come back from work, I make sure that I change into my comfortable clothes, like my comfort clothing, like my lounging wear. Make sure that you're investing in those things that make you feel comfortable in the household. Don't sit down at home with like just put on something where you can just relax. Listen, the luxury of coming back from work, removing my shoes and putting on my, like, slipping into my slippers, that feeling is unmatched. And on top of that, while I'm like washing my hands and settling in and whatever, like I've gone to my bedroom and turned on my electric blanket. Things like that. And turn on your heating. Like it's the little things. Sometimes it's the little things. Like right now I'm doing this video, just best believe my electric blanket is on. So once I'm done, obviously the house is generally warm, but once I finish filming, I'll switch off my heating and I will get into my bed and my bed will be warm. Warm. Oh my gosh. So set healthy routines for yourself. Healthy routines for yourself. Even at work, make sure you're taking that break. Make sure you're taking that break. It's your break. And it's one of those things where if your colleague is coming to talk to you at break, listen, get up and go somewhere else. Get up and go somewhere else, especially if you need it. Especially if you need it. Sometimes it's like, you don't really need it. It's like, oh, whatever, I'm not really, I don't mind you talking to me. But if you really need that break, leave the building. Leave the building. Give yourself that break if you need it. Number 4 is focus on your goals. It's so important for you to focus on your goals because that will help you make certain decisions. So say, for example, if you're asked to do something, but you know that you have certain routines that you have put in place, right? So say, for example, you know that you've got a fitness goal that you're trying to reach, and that's already because that's one of your goals, that's been incorporated within your routines. So When someone now tries to come and break up your routine, it's important for you to think, is this thing that I'm being asked to do, is it worth me missing a day at the gym? Is it worth me missing my devotional time, or whatever your routine is? Sometimes focusing on your goals will redirect you, and it will give you that strength that you need to say no. Because sometimes we really need to learn to say no. The more you say no, the more people will also see that this one has a backbone. Like, sometimes you just need to grow a pair. You need to grow some cojones. Like, you need to grow some balls. Do you know what I mean? And say no once in a while. I'm not saying say no all the time, but say no once in a while. So when you focus on your goals, when you know that, you know what, these are my goals, and you're locked in, there's nothing that's gonna come, and well, things will come to shift you left and right. But you need to know, like, so I'll give you guys an example. So last weekend, I decided, you know what, this weekend I'm going to rest. And I said, I don't, from Friday evening after work, I decided I'm going to rest. And that's exactly what I done. However, on Saturday evening, I got a phone call, and it was just like, oh, like, what are you doing? What are you saying? Like, what? Like, do you want to do something? And I said, no, I can't. It's going to have to wait until next weekend, because I've already set it in my mind. I've already said to myself that this weekend is rest. Me going back on my word, like, I can't do it. So whether if you say, you know what, once a month I'm gonna give myself at least one weekend where I just rest for the whole of the weekend, and no matter who calls you to help them do what, or go with them somewhere and do whatever, you're gonna say no, because you've decided that that's your rest time. So it really just depends on what goals you have and what routines you set in place. Make time for your personal growth. Make time for your personal growth. Make time for reading. You know, there's times where I'm like, you know what, in the evening I want to read a book, or whether I'm just commuting. Like, if you decided to yourself you want to read more books and you're not able to read a book on the bus, then listen to an audiobook. You know, and I know that it's nice listening to music on a journey, but if personal development is important to you, then you want to make time for it. And I feel like so many times we make excuses. Like, put the excuses aside. There's always time, but you've got to make time. You've got to make time. You have to make time for it. And I know that, you know, there's only 24 hours in a day, but if you wake up a little earlier, go to bed a little earlier, then you will have more than enough energy to be able to fit in things. But again, I'm still learning. I'm still growing, but I am not where I used to be. I am not where I used to be. When it comes to putting myself first, I don't play about that. I don't play about that, and I don't think neither should you. Number 5 is practicing self-compassion. You too, your mama born you. As my Nigerian friends would say, yeah, me too, my mama born me. Yeah, I'm also somebody's child. Okay, so you have to put yourself in that place where you say, nah, I also deserve love. I also am human. I also have shortcomings. It's okay to make a mistake. Like, stop beating yourself down just because you've made a mistake. There were times where, like, I would get so upset with myself because I made a mistake. I used to get so upset with myself because I made a mistake. Yet there were people in my life where they were constantly crossing me left, right, and center, and I was forgiving and forgiving and forgiving. but I weren't forgiving myself and I weren't giving myself as much grace. Like, forgive yourself, give yourself grace. Okay, you made a mistake. Sit down and think about how to not do it next time. Reflect on yourself. You know, if you've done something, like if you've done something wrong, be able to look within yourself and say, you know what, I effed up. Do you know what I mean? I effed up, and you know what, how can I do better? How can I do better? And when you have those conversations with yourself, you will change, you will grow, you will develop, and you won't make those same mistakes again. And forgive yourself. Forgive yourself time and time after. Like, so many times people cross you left, right, and center. So many times people come and chat to you anyhow and move mad, but you have forgiven them. Why are you not doing that for yourself? Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. You deserve it. You deserve grace. Literally, forgive yourself. Give yourself grace. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Yeah? Teach people the right way to treat you. Yeah. That brings me right into number 6. Create a supportive, loving, healthy environment around you. Whether that's being with friends, whether that's being with family. See me, my cutoff game is strong. So strong. Yeah? I give people warnings. I will give you the first warning. By the second time you do it again, because fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And I'll be damned if you come here and shame me. Okay? So it's important that the people you have around you are people who love you, who respect you, who respect your boundaries. Like, at the moment, I've told my friends, you know, I've just recently come back from Angola. So I recently, and I said to my friends, look, I've come back with a different frame of mind. I got things to do. I got things to do, you lot. So I'm gonna ghost. I'm the type of friend that I ghost, but I'm considerate in my ghosting. I let my friends know that, listen, I'm about to ghost. So when you message me, I may not get back to you, you know, but when I'm ready, I will get back to you. So it's all about you communicating. Like, if you want people to love on you and you want people to respect you, then it's important that you give them that back, right? Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoy this type of content, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below, and let me know how you put yourself first, if you put yourself first. And if you're struggling to put yourself first, then just let me know that you struggle to put yourself first, and I may be able to give you a little bit more tips in the comment section. But yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.